Lakeside Park, in T gauge. Exhibited by Alan Ramsey and Lorraine Pritchard. A most elaborate and comprehensive 1:450 layout with a base of just 6 feet by 3 feet with 18 meters of flexi track, representing 5 scale miles. This layout was named after a Rush song of the same name, and features 6 tunnels and 8 bridges, creating a rabbit warren layout. 3 of the bridges are based on iconic railway bridges from across the world: the Victoria Bridge over the Severn Valley in England, the Lorena Viaduct in Bern, Switzerland, and the Newquay Trestle Bridge in Victoria, Australia. The 3 settlements on the model are representative of a German village in the hills, an English harbour town to the east, and to the west, a Japanese Mura. St. Adrian CFF, in Z gauge. Exhibited by the East Neuk Model Railway Club. The layout depicts a typical section of double-track electrified CFF main line, leading towards Brig and the Simplon Tunnel, in the Upper Rhone Valley of Switzerland. This line was built as single track, but doubled in sections after the Simplon Tunnel opened. Our model depicts a line widened about 1960, just before ferroconcrete became the norm for new engineering works. At this point the line is raised above the valley floor to avoid the flash floods found in this area. Track is a mixture of Marklin and Pico. Locomotives and rolling stock are from the Marklin range. Because the motors in the model locomotives use a lower voltage than commercial models in the larger scales, Marklin controllers are used. The viaduct is an N-gauge Fowler product, used because it looked better than the Z-gauge equivalent. Electrification masts are scratch-built because those commercially available are of the wrong pattern for this line. Kaninchenbau, in HOE gauge. Exhibited by Ian Morrison. Kaninchenbau is a computer-controlled HOE layout, modelled on the rolling grassy meadows that are typical of the European Alpine region. It has been built using ready-to-run stock in HOE scale from various European manufacturers and is based upon the prototype narrow-gauge lines that are seen in the Alps border areas, which theoretically allows for rolling and stock and locomotive power to be lent between railway operators. Kaninchenbau has been designed with 2 levels that are interconnected within the hidden sections of the layout, which provides variety, as trains will not always appear from tunnels in the expected order, let alone from the expected tunnel mouth. This is especially interesting for younger visitors, who try to guess where the train will appear, and are surprised when they are often incorrect with the guess. For the technically minded, it is operated by a Z21 with a Z21 booster, which enables 2 power buses to operate. One bus is for the track and the other for accessories such as detection, signals and turnout motors. This modus operandi ensures when a train overruns a turnout, or there is a short on the track, the accessories can still be operated. And finally, Kaninchenbau is actually named after the layout style. It literally means rabbit warren. Shuri Koya, in HO gauge. Exhibited by Raven Miniatures. Shuri Koya depicts a Japanese railway's motive power depot. The scale is 180, as opposed to the more usual 187, of US and European Ho models. The layout features a large 3-road repair and maintenance shed, with access to the turntable, and a much newer electric loco shed, near the access and exit road. Stock is a mix of diesel and electrics with a couple of steam locos providing some variety. The line at the front of the layout is the haunt of diesel railcars, which provide a service for JR staff and local commuters. A gated engineer's siding provides storage for materials and ballast wagons. Control is DCC, no sound. The controller is an ESU control system, linked by Wi-Fi to our iPads and iPhones, allowing us to operate from the front. Stock is from Kato, to Mix, Micro Ace and Tramway. Walker Falls, in ON30. O scale, on 16.5mm gauge. Exhibited by Thistle Model Makers Society. Walker Falls represents a fictitious narrow gauge line, somewhere in the New England area of North America, in the early 1900s. Fall is well underway, and the spectacular change in the color of the leaves only has a couple of days to run. The railroad is seen as a way of getting the quantities of wood required to the places and people who need it as fast as possible. The forests of the north are harvested by the lumberjacks and loggers and then shipped out via the railroads. Narrow-gauge railroads are ideally suited to the type of terrain with their sharp curves and steep grades. Walker Falls is served by a single-track main line on the North Conway and Castine Railroad, NC and CRR. See the many cameos, including working animated scenes like the waterfall, rabbits, rocking chair, water tower, carpenters, painter, and moving sign. This layout is dedicated to the memory of Jim Walker, a well-known Scottish modeller and former O-Gauge Guild member. A fine modeller and friend, sadly missed. Bridgend, in O-Gauge. Exhibited by Perth Model Railway Club. Here is a terminus station of the Glasgow and South Western Railway, West of Scotland region, operating in the last days of steam with the occasional visiting diesel locomotive. The layout features a fully operating turntable and shed area, with stock all operated using DCC sound. Deesyde, in O-Gauge. Exhibited by Aberdeen Model Railway Club. Deesyde is a meticulously crafted depiction of the picturesque area surrounding Banchory on Deesyde, showcasing what it could have been if not for the infamous beaching cuts. The layout of Deesyde ingeniously incorporates various elements and landmarks from the area, allowing viewers to experience a sense of authenticity and connection to the past. Carefully constructed buildings and structures, painstakingly scratch-built, populate the landscape, mirroring the architectural styles and unique character of the region. To enhance the realism, the rolling stock featured on Deesyde is predominantly kit-built. This attention to detail ensures that the trains accurately represent the locomotives and carriages that would have been in service during that era. As one explores Deesyde, they are transported to a bygone era, where the rail line played a significant role in the local community. By envisioning an alternative reality where the beaching cuts never occurred, Deesyde sparks the imagination and invites viewers to reflect on the impact that such decisions had on the region's transportation network and communities. Overall, Deesyde serves as both a work of art and a historical representation. Through its attention to detail, intricate craftsmanship, and faithful recreation of the past, it allows us to step back in time and witness the beauty and vitality of a railway line that might have thrived if not for the beaching cuts. San Andreas Beach, in O-Gauge. Exhibited by Garth Ponsonby, from the Perth Model Railway Group. San Andreas is a 1/48 scale layout. Based loosely on the Santa Fe Surf Line in California, running south from Los Angeles to San Diego, originally built by Garth Ponsonby and Jeff Bishop. San Andreas is a fictional coastal location where the double-track line from the north becomes single. There is a large station depot based on Stockton, constructed in the Santa Fe's well-known Spanish style, in which arches are a prominent feature. We shortened it somewhat, reduced it in height from 3 stories to 2, and made it a mirror image of the original. There are sidings serving a fruit packing plant and a plastics factory, also a short team track for unloading carloads into road vehicles. One of the principal aims in constructing the layout was to run lots of colorful trains, with the Santa Fe's passenger, and some mixed traffic power units, in warbonnet livery, and their equally attractive blue and yellow freight locos. Unlike many American lines, passenger trains are as equally at home as freights. We do like to see long freight trains, however, and this was another aim in designing the layout. Construction is straightforward, with plywood baseboards and relatively uncomplicated electrics, although with plenty of power available, capable of running the typically large and heavy trains usual in American O-scale. All visible track is hand-built, with Code 148 rails spiked to timber sleepers on main lines, Code 125 in sidings. Track in the hidden area is Pico with mostly hand-built points. Searchlight signals are provided as was done on the prototype during the 1940s.